Hey, I hope you're in the mood for a cleaning video because today I have a dirty kitchen that has got to get cleaned. I have been so busy lately with so many things going on at home that everything in the kitchen has just blown up. And it's not like, yes, it looks disgusting. I will agree with you there. The plastic bags, they're just bags. And everything on the floor can be easily picked up. It's just we all got kind of in a rush and lazy, and it's just overwhelming. And my mental psyche is really taking a toll right now. I think even my dog is like, what the fuck is happening here? So I am going to be cleaning it today, and I hope you'll stick around and enjoy the transformation. And hey, if you have something to clean, you could clean along with me. I'll just be yapping in the background while we clean together, and we can talk about what's going on in our lives. But right now, what's going on in my life is thinking, I don't want to do this. How did I let it get this bad? I don't understand. The hustle and bustle of these last few weeks before school ends is real. But in all seriousness, let's just get cleaning. No more excuses. It's just time to do the damn thing. We know what's expected. We know it needs to get done. And it's just part of life, picking up. I just need to be more consistent with it. And I need to stop relying on other people. If I want it done, I just got to do it myself, I think. And I know that's not the right mentality all the time, but not everyone's always available when it needs to get done. And that's the truth. Kids are busy, my husband's busy, I'm busy, but I do spend most of my time at home. But anyways, what were you up to this weekend? This past weekend, I had a dance recital. Well, my daughter had a dance recital, but I feel like I was in it. I can't even imagine being in a dance recital, dancing anymore, actually, since having kids. But anyway, she had a dance recital this weekend, and she wasn't in nearly as many as some of the kids were. She had a dance recital Saturday, and she had a dance recital on Sunday. On Saturday's dance recital, she had to be there early. So I just totally forgot. I spaced it out that she had dance recitals that last weekend, and it's just kind of a bummer too. But because I hate when I forget stuff. I don't know if anyone really likes it when they forget something, but I don't like it when I forget stuff like that's important to my kids. And it's important to me. So we did have a dance recital Saturday morning. So the things I wanted to get done Saturday had to be put on the back burner because that's just life. We did the dance recital. We came home. They played, and I got cracking on this. And that's what I'm doing now. So she didn't want to take her hair down. So I don't blame her because I put it up, and I know what's in it. And it's not fun taking that bun out. There is so much gel, so much hairspray, so many bobby pins. Just when you think you found all of the bobby pins, nope, there's more. There is more tucked in there. And she has so much hair. And it's not just that it's long, because it's long, but it's also wavy and thick. And it's dense. It is really dense. It doesn't look dense. And I don't know where she got it from because I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have dense hair. I have very thin, fine, straight hair. She was blessed. And I know her father before he was bald. And let me say, his hair may have been wavy. I can't actually recall if it was wavy or not. He says it was, so I'll just take his word for it. But I don't remember it being that lush. Anyway, genetics, man, I tell you. She has luscious hair. Her hair has personality. So I'm taking advantage and cleaning this kitchen after the dance recital, and it feels really, really good. However, I think I stopped and started this video. I can't tell you how many times because kids. And we have a fairly small kitchen. I mean, it's a decent kitchen. It does the job, but it is a small kitchen once you're in like this horseshoe area. There's not a whole lot of room. There's too many cooks in the kitchen when there's like 3 of us. And I get so overwhelmed when we're all in that kitchen. I sometimes flee. And then my oldest, whenever he used to live with us and I would leave the room, he'd be like, "Oh, are you coming back?" No. Are you guys going to leave the kitchen? If you're going to leave the kitchen, then I'll come back. But I would find myself like going to a bedroom, not even like the living room. I would go to a bedroom and shut the door just so I could be away from, not them, but like the feeling of having too many bodies around me. I never knew that was a feeling until I became much older. Like when I was young, I think I did have those feelings, but I didn't know what to associate it with. I didn't know what that feeling was coming from. I get it now. I totally get it now. And it's an icky feeling. It's an icky feeling being overwhelmed by people, especially the people you love the most. You know, you love them so much, but for whatever reason, when it's a small space like that, I can't breathe. I feel like I'm going to lose my shit. And I don't like to feel like that. I don't want to feel like I'm going to hurt somebody by my words because I get I feel trapped. And it's not like claustrophobia. I don't think it's claustrophobia. I mean, maybe it's claustrophobia, but it's really just being overwhelmed. Wow, this really took a turn. I really did not expect this to go here, but it did. So anyway, the dance recitals. I only had to be present for 2 dance recitals this weekend. And that does feel like a lot because the dance recital is like about 3 hours long. And these poor kids that, not poor kids, but some of these kids are in like multiple different dances for, competition. My daughter also does dance competition, but she is not nearly in that many. She has 2 dances this year. And some of these kids, I swear, they must be in like 6, 8 dances. And the routines aren't super short. They're about 3 minutes each. That's long. That's a lot for back-to-back dances. And they do it so effortlessly looking. It just looks so easy to them. They're dancing and they're flipping and there's so many of them on stage. I don't know how they don't like run into one another. Maybe it does happen during practice, but it does not show. It does not reflect when they're on stage. When they're on stage, they're on point and everybody looks so beautiful. And you just have to give so much credit to the dance instructors and them working well as a team. And I think the dance instructors really did a great job when they make their teams. They knew exactly who would work well together and who should be on a team and which team. I'm finding, though, today is Tuesday, and all day yesterday and most of this morning, I have just been listening in my head to all the dance songs that were played during the recital because I heard them for about 6 hours this weekend. And it's not like I heard them just like casually on the radio where I could adjust the volume. I was hearing it in an auditorium where the volume was loud. I'm talking like concert level loud. And on Sunday, the whoever was doing the DJing really had the volume cranked. I saw numerous people covering their ears, and halfway through the show, it did get adjusted and turned a little bit down. But it was loud. And I have so many random parts of songs like just flowing through my head at random times during the day, and then I'll just start dancing. But I'm realizing I'm working from home, so I'm dancing like in my chair. I'm dancing in my chair, and I'm singing the songs, and it's just weird because these are such random songs to be singing. It's nothing popular that's on the radio at the moment. It's nothing like that. It's like show tunes and it's like 90s hip hop, and I mean it's great. It's great music. I mean I grew up with it, but it's just really random and really weird to sing some of them back to back. Songs don't even belong to my daughter's dances. I'll be just working and thinking of some of the dance routine songs that I heard, and I'll just be vibing. And I think, oh well, these aren't. Should I be singing to this and dancing to this? Because I'm not singing like my kids' dance songs, but I didn't really like her music choices this year. I liked the performances, and there was a theme for each season for the recital. And I understand that they're following a theme, and it all flowed. It all really worked well. Some of the songs were just like, but I understand where they were going with it. And the dances were really well. They worked really well with the music, and I mean, they're just geniuses, really. These teachers and dancers, they're just geniuses. Let's just say it. They're just geniuses. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I get tired standing at the kitchen. My back hurts right now at the kitchen. I'm thinking, I don't know why. It's like right by my shoulder blades. And I'm thinking, I just want to sit down. Like, can I have a chair so I can sit? I'm just getting old. My daughter hugged me the other day in the kitchen, and my shoulder made a funky noise, a really loud noise. And she was hugging me, and she felt it, and she's like, and she heard it, and she's like, oh, like, I don't want to be old. And I'm like, listen, I'm not old. I'm in my 40s, my early 40s. I'm not old. 40 is the new 30 anyway. And you're 9. And your brain doesn't fully develop until you're like 25. Or so I've heard. And I'm not even sure that feels correct to me. I don't think when I was 25 I knew anything. I don't even feel like at 35 I knew much. I think I'm just starting to learn life. And it feels really sad. It feels really sad. I feel like I've lost so many years, but I know I haven't. I know all the years have been life lessons, and how enriched would my life have been had I known then what I know now, you know? Like, how much could I have possibly enjoyed life? I don't know. I may have been too afraid, and I wouldn't have everything that I have now. And I really do believe that everything happens for a reason. And it's cliche, but if you don't believe that, it's going to be very, I feel like it'll be very sad. Like, I want to believe that everything happens is for a purpose, and I have been doing everything I possibly can to go in the right direction. You could go in multiple directions in life, and nothing is going to be wrong. It's just going to be different. I don't know exactly what was happening or what was being said. I know I was getting annoyed. Speaking of getting annoyed, this was annoying. I found a lunch container just sitting on the counter not that long ago before filming, and I had moved it to the sink. I didn't know how bad it was, but there were fermenting orange slices in there. It was really smelly. Because I can't remember the last time I made this for them. And that's the thing. If I don't remember doing it, it must have been a while. And I don't know why I didn't think of wondering where it was. I guess I must have thought maybe the other adult took care of it. I don't know. Silly me. But anyway, I cleaned it up, took care of it. It just really smelled bad. And I am really at fault. If it is not in the sink, I don't see it. If a dirty dish isn't in the sink, I am blind and I don't see the dirty dish. I don't care if I pile everything into the sink and it's like practically touching the faucet head. I don't care. I need it to be in the sink. My husband gets so mad at me when I pile stuff in the sink. And to his point, I understand, because it's frustrating if you do want to use the sink or if you want to wash your hands or whatever. But I'm blind. I'm absolutely blind if it's not in the sink and it needs to get cleaned. Like that container with the red lid has not been there for very long, but I swear I can't see it. I can see it now because I'm watching the video, but at the moment I'm not seeing it. I can promise you that. I am not seeing it. Instead, what I'm seeing is our neighbor that just moved in across the street, and they're total perfectionists. They have been outside grooming their lawn for about 2 months straight now. They are outside all the time. I don't know when they work. I don't think they work any longer, and kudos to them. I mean, that's amazing. But their lawn is beautiful now. The people that lived there before took okay care of it. I mean, they had a lawn service. They weren't people that were outside in their lawn all the time, but they didn't let it go to hell. People. They're perfectionists, and I strive to be there someday because their lawn is beautiful. They have done gorgeous things to their lawn, but I'm not there yet. I'm trying to still kill these tulips and hostas. And I don't say kill them, but like, you want a plant that's resilient? I'll tell you what a plant that's resilient is. It's a tulip or it's a hosta. You can't kill those plants. I have tried. And it's not because, well, no, it is. I don't really like tulips. I don't like tulips. There, said it. They're pretty. They bloom early. That's about the only thing. They're not pretty. I think they're pretty, fine. They remind me of Easter, like, and that's it. And yeah, I don't care for them. And hostas, I like hostas, but the area that they were growing in our lawn, I didn't care for. We have a hill in our lawn, and we purchased this house about 8 years ago, and people before us were snowbirds, so they were never really here.
because it's cold here a lot of the year. And we think that they were gone from like October to March. And they didn't rent the house out or anything. They just left it. And by leaving it, I mean, I think they hired like a lawn service to come while they were gone to take care of it. But in the front, we have a hill. And on that hill, there were bushes and overgrown trees and weeds. And within that, there were tulips and I like these onion weeds. I don't know what they're called. They look like chives, but they're weeds. I'm not sure. I can't recall what they are, but they would pop up, and there were tulips and hostas. And I imagine at one point that looked really beautiful. I have no doubt it looked really beautiful, but by the time we purchased the home, it looked like trash. It looked horrible, but we purchased the home in the fall, actually the winter. We purchased the house in the winter, so everything was pretty much dead and dormant. So we didn't know exactly the extent of how it would grow in the spring, but when we did see it the first spring, we were very overwhelmed because by the time it was summer, that's when everything was finally fully in bloom. And I was horrified. It was like a jungle in the front. And I could not identify a plant by just looking at it when it started to grow. I have become much more of an expert, but not an expert, Like I can tell which is a plant and which is a weed now when it grows because they're annuals and I see them. But man, we really did. The second year we lived here, we really did tackle the front and we have pulled everything. And now the lawn's really spotty. But we're still seeing tulips pop up. You cannot kill those things. We've had our lawn even excavated in that area. And I'm guessing that the tulip did get pulled up, but it must have like reseeded somewhere. I don't even know how a tulip seeds. I think it's a bulb, right? So maybe the bulb never actually got pulled up with the excavator. Maybe it was that deep. I don't know. It's frustrating. Every spring I see it. I've thought, I'll replant it. I'll cut it out and I'll rehome it. But you know what happens every spring? The grass grows and then we mow and then I forget where it was or that it even existed. I forgot that you existed. But yeah. So that's my lawn story. You can't kill tulips and you can't kill hostas. So if you're looking for a plant that you can't kill, plant a bunch of them. You'll be golden. Your yard will look immaculate. I'm not going to take my own advice because I just don't love those two plants. I may actually plant some more hostas because it is nice to have them pop up every year and they last all year. So we'll see. I'm trying to play some music. I was listening to Taylor Swift. And I'm using my son's MacBook right now to play the music. And I've never used a MacBook until like this week. I have been only using PCs and laptops and whatever. And I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm getting so frustrated. But I don't want to call him because I just want to keep the kids out of the kitchen. So I'm just dealing. But that dealing didn't last very long because I did move on to my laptop, trying to figure out. I was also having problems with my laptop using the music. Or using YouTube. Doesn't matter what platform I was trying to use. I was just trying to listen to something, and my audio just wouldn't work. And I was really frustrated at this point because I didn't want to just be doing dishes, not doing anything else. I wanted to listen to music. I already have a running monologue in my head of all the songs or of other things that are going on in my life, but I just needed to drown that out and think of something else. And I didn't want to have to think of what I was thinking about. You know what I mean? No, I'm not even sure I understand what I mean. So I mowed the lawn today, and we have a new lawnmower. It's an electric lawnmower, and it's really great. I really love how fast it can go. It makes mowing the lawn a lot easier. However, it took me quite a while to learn how to do it. There was a learning curve for me, a huge learning curve. I would start it and then it would stop because I didn't know which handle to pull. there's not that many. I realize there's a left and a right because people are left-handed and right-handed. I didn't understand that. I did realize it for a while there. I was like running with the machine. I'm sure my neighbors had a really good laugh. The thing is it took about 3 times to mow the lawn because the battery keeps dying. And I'm sure the battery keeps dying because it's working so hard because of the damn weeds we have. And the weeds are being cut down with the lawnmower. Great job. But there is still like, you can see like the stalk, the main stalk is still on the ground. And that's where, and if there was a cluster of those weeds, and I don't know what these weeds are. No, I do know. I did figure it out. They look like big cabbages, but they're those weeds that grow really tall and they have burrs when they're mature. So I've got little cabbage plants right now. Not literally cabbage, but the weeds. And after you mow it, then there's like this sprouty looking stalk that just got a haircut basically. It just is going to grow back in a matter of time. They're like hostas. You can't kill these bitches. And I heard the tap roots are really, really long, and so I'm going to be the evil person and spray the backyard. And you know what? I don't know if I care, but I know my husband cares. I know that our neighborhood probably cares. So I'm gonna appease the masses. I would love to have like a butterfly garden in the backyard, but I think I'm not in that stage of my life just yet, because I could just see that going fast and then looking like a jungle in the backyard. I'm trying to focus on the story, but I keep getting interrupted by all these dang kids keep coming in and acting a fool in front of the camera. Did I say I was going to talk about geese? I think I was going to talk about geese. I saw the babies. I was out mowing and I saw the babies, and they're so cute. And the parents are so evil. And it's sad. It makes me sad.
Because they have no idea that their parents are, and they take their sweet time when they're in the streets, and they're teaching them this. They're teaching their young how to be right. I'm going to have to bleep all this out, aren't I?
I know I've been all over with this video, but this is after the dance recital, and I wanted to finish up. There were just some more dishes I needed to get to, and I didn't want to wait for tomorrow. And all the dishes and everything on the counter to the left are clean. I just need to put them away. But right now I'm making breakfast for tomorrow. I think I'm making cinnamon rolls right there. They're just the frozen ones. They're amazing. I love them. I think they're the best, but I don't like the frosting. I always make my own frosting. And then I've got hash browns and the other hash browns, and those are the cinnamon rolls that I'm letting proof overnight. And that's the hash browns. They're just hash browns with heavy cream on them and some salt. And I just let them sit in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning bake them for about 2 hours, and they're really good. Although this time I made them with the frozen hash browns, and I don't like them as well. Before, I've always made them with those fresh ones that you can buy in the refrigerated section, and I love the way those turn out. But my son said they turned out just fine. He said they're kind of like mashed potatoes. My tip would be to add Parmesan cheese to them after they've come out of the oven. I was on a roll that night with the motivation and picking up and cleaning the kitchen. I wish I could say that I cleaned the other side of my kitchen on the other side of the counter there. And there's a bunch of stuff that I just need to pick up, and I'd like to say that I did it that night, but I didn't. I actually did it on Monday, but I didn't film it. Just life got in the way. It wasn't feasible to film, but I'm sure it'll be messy again some other time, and I'll film that. Film? Record? What's the correct vernacular for that? I don't know. Like I may have been talking about my daughter going to her Girls on the Run program tomorrow. Maybe I thought I was talking about it and I never did talk about it. So if I'm talking about it again, I'm sorry. She has her girls on the run on Mondays and Wednesdays. And Monday she came, when I picked her up, she said that there's going to be a bake sale on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And her responsibilities are to bring a cooler with ice. So her and I, we kind of think alike. I think, ooh, cooler, ice, okay. I don't really have a nice cooler. I don't have a cooler that's really big enough. I've got like 2 little ones. Maybe I should look at coolers. I mean, it's Memorial Day sales are happening and 4th of July sales are happening. Maybe there's a good price on a cooler. And yes, there was a great price on a cooler. A really nice big one. It's an Igloo. It's not the preferred brand, but it'll work. You know, I don't need a super bougie brand, but I mean, what's the water bottle one? The Stanley. Is it Stanley that I'm thinking of, the nice cooler? Or is it, yeah, Stanley, right? No, I don't know. Whatever. So it's an Igloo one, but it's a large one that rolls and it has a handle, and I think it'll be perfect. Did I have to get that? No, probably not, but that's how my brain works. And she was like, well, maybe we could bring some drinks or something. And I thought, well, and she's like listing like pop and everything. And I'm thinking, well, you know, it's a sports event, so I'm thinking maybe we could put electrolytes in with the cooler. So they could just grab an electrolyte and add it to a water if they so choose. So what I do, I go out and I buy a bunch. I went overboard. And those electrolytes, they're not inexpensive, but they taste so good. I do love them. I think my favorite is the not Element. I do like Element, but what's the other brand? The other popular brand? I can't think of it, but I like their White Peach. That one is my favorite. So I bought a lot of different kinds, some sugar-free, some non-sugar-free, and I just think that'll be a nice little addition. And she wanted to make brownies, and I said, I think we've done enough. I could easily keep shopping, though. I love that sort of thing. Shopping for others and giving. That's my love language right there. I love to shop, and yeah, I love to shop, period. But the Girls on the Run program is such a nice thing for girls to be involved with. It's almost like, what's it called? The girls, the brownies, the Girl Scouts. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. I feel like it's like the Girl Scouts, but for an athletic group, you know? And I first became aware of Girls on the Run when I was watching someone on Instagram. She was rowing. I don't recall where she was rowing to and from, but it was very interesting watching her and following her journey. Needless to say, I was very surprised when I heard that the school was offering Girls on the Run as an extracurricular activity after school. An after school extracurricular what am I saying? Why am I saying this so wrong? After school thing to do for the kids. And I was all for it. And she wanted to, which is makes it even better. She's a pretty exhausted kid on some days because she'll have Girls on the Run, and they do run, and then she has dance. So by the time it's like 7:30, she's like crashing out, and she already really enjoys sleeping, so it just works out. Okay, maybe she doesn't enjoy sleeping, but she is very much on a routine where she has to go to sleep by like 8 o'clock. Otherwise, it's gonna get ugly real soon. Don't you just hate washing pans? I absolutely hate washing pans. And the thing is, it's ridiculous to hate washing pans because they're so easy. They're flat, you know, and if you use like tinfoil or a spray or whatever, it's usually not that hard to clean. I don't know why I despise them. I really do, though. I think it's because they take up so much space, and our sink is not my preferred sink. I would prefer just to have a one basin sink that could hold. I don't know. I just don't like having that divider. I feel like water goes everywhere. It goes down my arm, and I know that not having a divider will prevent that, but maybe I could lower the pan into the sink more. It's just annoying. It's annoying. I have my heater on, and I really hope that it's not too noisy, but I am freezing. It probably got to like a high of 60 today. Not terrible, but in the evenings it does get cold. It's probably like 40 degrees outside right now. Okay, so I am washing my pizza pan that I have been putting off washing for probably, I'm not even joking, probably 4 months now. I made the idiotic decision one day when I was in a rush to put, I wasn't in a rush. We were having someone come over to fix one of our appliances, and I had a lot of larger dishes that I was wanting to wash by hand, but I didn't have time, so I stuck everything, into the oven. And I must have stuck something in the oven that had plastic on it. And I don't know, I just don't know what happened to it. I mean, obviously I think it melted, but I don't know what the item was. I'm not missing anything. So, but right there, I don't know if you can see that white part on my pizza pan, that thing right there. It's wax. And I just want my pizza pan back. So I took the time and I washed it, and it really wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, scrubbing really doesn't do anything. I changed the water temperature from hot to cold, thinking maybe that would have some impact, and maybe it did. I don't know. My next stupid move was taking a knife, like a butter knife. I thought, well, it's a butter knife that I really don't care about. I thought, oh, that'll probably help. But then it was like really hard to hold because it was slippery. Oh, I must have cut that out because I'm going right to what I think was a smarter move, was my bench scraper. And it probably would have been easier have I not had such a cheap bench scraper. What's it called? Bench scraper? Or is it a bench scraper? That sounds wrong now. Table scraper? Crap scraper? I don't know. Maybe it's bench scraper. Let's just go with that. If I had a better quality one that wasn't as flimsy as this one, it probably would have worked a lot faster in having a dry pan. But it was satisfying when it finally all came off. And I just don't like pizza pans. I never use them. I never use the freaking pizza pans. I always just put the frozen pizza directly onto the rack in the oven. But anyway, getting back to the story, which I think everyone knows where this is going. I had something plastic. It melted because I forgot that I had dishes in the oven, and I preheated the oven. And I really preheated it. I think I turned it like to 450, maybe 400. And then had an oh shit moment because I realized that I left stuff in the oven, but only after it had preheated for quite a while. I don't think it had gotten quite to temperature, but pretty close. And our oven, for whatever reason, it really heats up fast. And you can't have anything in the oven when it's preheating, otherwise it burns within like minutes. Like literally 2 minutes and it's burnt. I don't know how that works. But I do that still sometimes if it's something like vegetable, because that doesn't seem to happen. I think it must be something to do with all the moisture in the vegetable, or if you cover it with tinfoil, then it doesn't happen. But it's just easier just waiting for the stupid thing to preheat. Sometimes it doesn't take as long as others. Well, no. I think it depends on how hot you're preheating it to. If you're preheating it over 350, it takes a lot longer. Obviously, it has to get hotter. But it gets to 350 pretty fast. So, anyway, I'm ranting. Bought her a new Owala because she misplaced it. Literally, her new one, literally, like days after purchasing it and having it. She's been wanting an Owala forever, and I thought, no. I kept saying no. Why are we buying such expensive water bottles? This is ridiculous. But she really wanted one. He really wanted one. So I bought them some Owalas. Now, this is her second one because she did lose her first one. And I think that was a really stupid move to purchase a second one. But I did it because I love her so much. And which means I had to buy him another one, which she thought was really unfair because now he has two and she has one. And I said, well, it's really unfair that you lost my money. But this one is like a special edition. I kind of like it. I don't like the pattern, but I like that it's flat on the sides. It makes holding it and washing it a lot easier. Yeah. But literally, she had the Owala for a day, maybe two. And she lost it. Until we went to dance, this recital recently. And it had been missing for like 3 weeks, not exaggerating. But we had the dance recital, and there was the Owala at the dance recital, not the competition, at the dance recital studio. Now, the dance where she had her recital isn't like at the studio. It was at a high school auditorium. So I'm really hoping that the dance company brought all their lost and found items to the recital, to the auditorium, because they knew everyone was going to be there. So that's my hope. I'm really hoping that's what happened, because I swear she lost it at dance. And I'm really hoping that's the case and that we didn't take somebody else's Owala. Because they're expensive for what they are, but they do really keep the water cold. Like, I mean, they really do. So, speaking of water bottles, my father had, when we were moving him out of his senior living apartment into a memory care facility, I found a Stanley that he had, but it was old. Man, it was old, because I can recall seeing that thing when I was a child. I had so many memories flood back about seeing it as soon as I saw it that day when I was transferring his stuff. But it was so cool. It was industrial. And I know they've been around for a long time, and I know they weren't popular forever. And I'm sure it was some influencer that made them popular, but this thing was hefty. It was heavy. But my dumbass decided to wash it one day, and I put it in the dishwasher. You know what happened? It flaked everywhere, which was probably a good thing that I did wash it in the dishwasher, because it was just so old. It's so old. And who knows what was on it, you know? I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. But sad to say, I had to get rid of it because it was flaking and I didn't think it was safe to keep. And the thing is, she now has two and he has two. But do you know what he did? He put gum, a piece of chewed gum, in the inside of the lid, or like the cap. The part where you like drink from, not the straw part, but like the other part, the bigger hole. And yeah, it hasn't come out. I have tried Goo Gone. I have tried, which I only tried after I tried soap and a Brillo pad. I can't get it out. I did put it through the dishwasher, and I think it loosened it up considerably. I think I put it through the dishwasher again, and I didn't check it, but he has not been using it. I've been using the cup part because with the straw, just because it's a cup. It's a cup, you know. It's a cup. I think it's odd that it's fascinating to me that we can talk about water bottles and have such an attachment to what it is. And then I can recall being in elementary school and never having a water bottle with me. Anybody else? I'm a millennial, so an older millennial. But I don't recall ever having water bottles. I can recall going to the water fountain. Ew, gross. I thought it was gross then too, but never crossed my mind to recently took a trip, not a trip. My husband recently went to North Dakota to bring his mom's sister back to, or bring her to Minnesota to live. And they packed up her belongings, and he said that there were so many items that she had purchased that were like as seen on TV or collector's items, or I'm there's air quotes there, and multiple items, and they were in boxes still. Anyway, that ice cream scoop was one of them. But I don't. When we unboxed it, when he brought it home and we did take it out of the packaging, it wasn't as seen on TV, but it was in this really cool packaging. I think it must be really old. I don't know. It has a lot of heft to it. I almost don't want to use it, but he brought it home, so we're going to use it. He also brought home a lot of knives and a bunch of other crap that we don't need because we just don't need it. We have so much stuff. I am trying to declutter as much as I possibly can lately. No, she's barking because it's 10 o'clock and it's her bedtime, and she knows that I need to go to bed. She likes to lay in her bedroom. Oh my gosh. It is bedtime. I will finish this tomorrow. What is up? It is the next day. It is 7:50 in the morning. It is Wednesday, May 20th. I don't think any of that was necessary to say, but I didn't know what to say at the moment, and this is just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start rambling and see where it takes me. I don't know why, but this morning, the sun must be rising a lot earlier because I actually woke up from the sun rather than my alarm clock today, and I thought I was late. I thought my kids were going to be late for school, but it was like 5:45 and it was already bright. I can really appreciate that, and I really am a little frustrated at the same time because I like to sleep when I can, but I also am really a morning person. I am more productive in the morning than I am any other time of the day. I have these ideas of things I'd like to do around the house, but if I don't write them down, it's just not going to happen. Like, I have this picture frame in my office that I purchased from Goodwill, and I don't particularly like the frame, or the picture, rather. The frame's fine, like the wooden frame, but the picture is, I don't know, it looks like something I would have found in my grandmother's house or my mother-in-law's house. It has pink and white flowers and butterflies, and it's oval with matting around it, and like green and pink. It's just not my idea of cute, nice, pretty. I don't like it. So what I'm thinking is, since I'm trying to lean into the blue in my office because I just am, long story, I'm thinking of painting the frame with blue and gold and white and leaving some of the wood trim. I don't know. I have an idea in my head. I think it'll look nice. And then I have these ugly cats that we got from not the dollar store, oh my gosh, Goodwill as well. My oldest and I have this thing where whenever we go into a Goodwill, we look for a cat for each other, and we, only if it's ugly, not like if it's perfect. You know what, if it's perfect, then we might buy it as well. But we look for like ugly cat figurines, and that's just our way of saying, I was thinking about you. Well, he bought me these ones, and one's not so bad, but this other one, it looks like it's staring at me, and I have it placed on the far edge of. There's a what do you call it? The wall has an edge, like a shelf built into it. The furthest away from me, I have set the cat. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I have the cat there, and it is glaring at me. But I also want to paint the cat. I want to paint it like, I don't know, blue and green, and I just want to make it funky. I really want to do that. So I'm writing it down that I want to paint cat, paint, frame, And then I need to find a fun picture. Fun picture for frame. I swear if I don't write it down, I'm just going to forget. So, and then why do I feel guilty whenever I purchase anything? Do you feel guilty purchasing stuff? I purchased a rug for my office. It is not an expensive rug. It's an 8x10 and it was like $79 on Amazon. And I think $79 is a very good price for a rug. Now, I don't expect top quality, of course, but that's fine. I just want it for my office. So it has blues and whites and like browns in it. So yeah, hopefully I'm not like overdoing it on the blue. I never decorate with blue. I just don't care for the color blue. No, I love the color blue, but I don't want to decorate my house blue. But maybe I'll end up loving it. I don't know. You know, I have this, I need to write that down. I have this odd vase upstairs and it is blue. I'm going to bring it down. Blue vase. Come downstairs. What else did I buy from Amazon? I think I purchased I purchased some more cables for phones and whatnot. They're just USB-C to USB-C because that is now the norm. And I just don't have enough. And I bought long ones. Long, thick USB-C cords. Wow. I hope there aren't any more USB labels, like names, letters that I need to be remembering because this is getting out of hand for me. I need a picture on my phone with the port and labeled so I remember what it's called. You know, for the longest time, I didn't understand that a lightning cable was strictly for the iPhones, like I understood when I would see it that was meant for iPhone, but I didn't understand the wording lightning meant the cable. I thought it was just a way of advertising. Like, this is a really fast charger. It's lightning fast. Woohoo! I hope you enjoyed this cleaning video. If you would please like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Thank you. 1 quart is 32 ounces. Okay, so 2 quarts. Yeah. That's a Z. That is not a 2, Meredith. 2 cases of